Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Hey kids! It's time to have fun! Ready, set, fun!
What the fuck did that say? This is so good. Oh, that is good stuff. What the fuck did that say? This is so good.
I have energy, ISM. I have energy, ISM, autism. I have energy, ISM. I have energy, ISM, autism. Autism, autism, autism.
Oh, God. By the way, God bless whoever edited this video. That was the perfect ending to it, I'll be honest with you.
Good evening, chat. How's everyone doing on this wonderful Saturday night? I hope you enjoy the show that I cobbled together literally within the last, I don't know, like 45 minutes. Because I should have been, I was editing videos because I'm going to be releasing a couple videos. So I was doing that earlier today. And then I got completely sidetracked and played Helldivers for like 6 hours. So, because I spent too much time in the wage cage this week, so I was trying to get up on some personal shit that I wanted to get done. Sorry, dead air for a second. I'm kicking out my recliner so I can get comfortable. So, despite the fact that I spent only 13% of my day hobbling together the show, I have at least 55% good content tonight. We're gonna be we're gonna be watching some squatters getting their shit wrecked. I have been watching these videos off and on. So like my YouTube feed is filled with nothing but like there's like a handful of creators that I'll watch all the time. Like I've been really digging like the Red Thread and the Creedcast with like Wendigoon and all those guys. So I've been watching a lot of that stuff. But I also watch stuff like Fat Electrician, and then I watch like a lot of gun channels, you know, like Paul Harrell and you know those kinds of channels. And but the rest of it is all dash cam videos of road rage comps, which we need to do another road rage comp night. I think that'd be kind of fun. Because I love watching some dude in a Chevy Tahoe just get his shit absolutely obliterated by some guy in a Prius because the dude in the Tahoe is acting like a dickhead. But the other stuff I like to watch are squatter videos. Because, well, we'll get into it for that segment, but I absolutely despise squatters. Literally scum of the earth. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about JoJo from Jers, who's she's like a DNC shill, but she's retarded. Like most of the voters. She is no better than the automaton menace at Malevelon Creek. Rest in peace, brothers. Rest in pepperoni divers. We'll retake the creek. So before we really get into it, I want to show you guys some pictures from the war front. This shit's off the chain. So, you know, they you know how like in the Second World War, how they would paint like pinups on like a B-52 and they call it something cute like Bombing Betty or you know, turn Dresden into Red Mist, Maryland, or whatever the fuck kind of name they would come up with. Well, it's evolved. It's evolved, chat. So here are just a handful of little pictures. I saw these this evening and I thought they were absolutely hilarious. Here are just a handful. So that is a mortar round. And some fucking guy duct taped an anime, a big titty waifu onto the side of the mortar round. So imagine for a split second, you're some Ukrainian or Russian over there in that desolate shithole they call Eastern Europe. And you look up for just a brief second. Okay, you catch this as it meets you at just about eye level before it hits the ground and blows your legs into the next fucking town. And this is what you see. That's what you see. That's the last image burned into your Slavic skull, into your Russian retinas, as you then become pink confetti. Is this. Okay? That's the last thing you see. The weebs have entered Weeb Actual. This is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Wait, in the background, is there? Oh, that's a drone. I thought it was a claymore. I was like, somebody's got Japanese schoolgirls on a claymore. Oh no, Oni-chan! Fucking explodes, takes out your liver. But it's even worse. Instead of painting Bombing Betty on the side of a B-51, they got him on their drones, on their vertical sex robots. The next one. This is an AK. There's so much here I don't like. I don't even know what to say for some of this. First of all, it looks like they dug this out of a pit from the 40s. This AK. This was probably one of the original AKs Mikhail Kalashnikov actually fucking held. Because the thing looks ancient. And he has somehow made it worse by putting, let's see, that's a Tokyo Ghoul sticker. That's yeah, he's got like the unraveled. You want to bet he plays this through his contacts, the Unravel theme. As he's bleeding out in a trench, he just starts playing the Unravel acoustic theme from Tokyo Ghoul. I love it. Then he's got his butterfly knife with the heat treated. Jesus Christ, there's so much here. Then he's got, of course, he's got the anime cat girls, and he's got all of his friends. Which, see, that's pretty accurate. He's got all the friends from Jujutsu Kaisen, which is pretty accurate because they all end up dead by the end of the show. That's actually that's like a meta analysis. That's a critique on warfare there. Then he's got I can't tell. Is that Sebastian from Black Butler? I can't make that one out at all. That looks like Amelia from ReZero. And then what the fuck's the cat? What's the cat's name? Like her like Paz or whatever? Or Pazu or whatever. Pazuzu? No, it's not Pazuzu. It starts with a P. If anybody knows, it's Amelia's like cat spirit thing that floats around. Then they're each themed. So then he's got Saitama and Genos, all the Jujutsu characters. I think that's more Jujutsu Kaisen because I'm pretty sure that's Gojo there. And then he's got his random hentai mag and then Tokyo Ghoul again. It's just absolutely fucking cursed. However, I would love to have some of these old mags. These old aluminum steel mags. Oh my god, they last forever. I don't know what kind of like Slavic magic they do on like Orthodox spells they cast on them springs in them too, but they last forever. It's amazing. Wow. All right, there's there's a lot here. I can't even I want to say this is like I want to say that's like an FAL. Maybe. I can't tell what it is just from the receiver. But it's definitely, it's got to be like an FAL. Here, we're going to open up a new window. I want to see. That's not what I wanted. Again, that's not what I just did the same damn thing. God, I'm fucking stupid. No, it's, yeah, we want the left side of the gun. That's, if that's, it's got to be like an FAL. No. It's really fucking close. No, it's not FL. I mean, it's got to be an FN. Because it's, I don't know what that is. But he's got that stupid cat meme, and a lot of his tactical waifus, and Jesus Christ. I mean, he is a dark elf connoisseur. Based, I guess? Yeah? Wow. A charging handle. What the fuck is that? Let's see if I can maybe fuck. I'm gonna either hate what I find here. It's definitely not an AK. I'm trying to figure out what gun that is. I don't know. But he's got a mag on it with the American dollar, which that's really fucking fitting considering we're funding their entire fucking war. And then he's got more hentai shit. I don't know what gun this is. It literally looks like he built it in a garage. Definitely war tested. So we just want to start it out with those. And then here's the best part. Speaking of guns, okay, JoJo from Jers, if you don't know, she's this, like, I don't follow her on Twitter. But she pops up on my For You page all the time. Mostly because, like, mostly because I interact with a lot of her stupid shit that she posts. So her whole shtick, besides being a retarded leftist, is her whole thing is maybe someday women in America will have as many rights as guns do. Okay? That's her whole shtick. That's a pretty insane statement. I don't know. So, let's unpack that statement, because we're going to talk about guns for a little bit. We're going to talk about some guns, and then we're going to talk about how those guns are used to deal with squatters. See, it's a natural evolution. It's like a Digimon. It's not like a Pokemon evolution where it makes sense. It's like a Digimon evolution where 1 minute he goes from a wolf to a bipedal wolf wearing blue jeans. Because the Wranglers are important. Okay? So the Wranglers, that's the important part. Which means that none of it makes any fucking sense whatsoever. But welcome to the show. So, this dumb broad, she's, she is a leftist and, hates Trump, calls MAGA supporters maggots. I hate her because she's fucking stupid. So there's two kinds of people that are anti-gun, okay? There are the ones that, which if you ask enough questions, if you actually engage in a dialogue with these people, and you actually ask them questions, eventually you'll get to the point where if you word questions the right way, they'll start answering it. You have people that either they're anti-gun for one of two reasons. One, well, technically three. The third one is they don't actually believe any of the bullshit they spew. They're just getting paid to do it, which in her likelihood, probably the case, because she's a liberal white woman, the literal scourge of the earth, and she's probably never even been in, as much as she praises, DEI and inclusivity and all that other bullshit. I guarantee it, she lives in a gated community. Guaranteed. And if she doesn't live in a gated community, she lives in like a fancy, like high-rise 5-to-1 apartment where it's like over like a Meijer Mart or some bullshit, and it's like some of the strictest fucking security, where like literally nobody other than somebody that looks like her gets into the fucking building, guaranteed. So we're gonna unpack this little statement that dummy here has made. Women in America will have as many rights as guns do. Okay. Step 1. Do you need a license to be a woman? There are some states that require you to have a permit. Do you need a vagina permit? You could argue, maybe. This is just a nonsensical fucking statement. It doesn't make any sense. And it's a straw man argument that she akins to the abortion argument with guns. Well, guns are a constitutionally numerical protected right. Abortion isn't. I don't really have a dog in the abortion conflict. I don't personally go for it, but the people who are getting the abortions, the people we don't want breeding anyways. Just think of that. Put it that way. So, but with guns, I'm trying to frame this how I want to do it. When you talk with somebody like her and you go down like us, continue back, when you talk with them and you create a dialogue and you find out why they don't like guns, it almost always comes to either they're like some kind of paid shill, so they don't actually believe any of the shit they say. They just spout off to say it because they're getting paid to do it. Probably most likely in her case. The second one, okay, when you're talking to like normal people that don't have almost 1 million followers on Twitter, they're just screaming out into the void like a screeching fucking macaw. Most of the other people fall into the other two categories. One, they can't be bothered to envision or see themselves living in a society where they have to take responsibility for themselves. I.e., they live in a fictional fucking world where nothing bad ever happens or it won't ever affect them. Okay? I know people like that. And I have people that I've known that were like that for a long time, but magically when they... I have one friend, I will not name him. He's not liberal, but he's left-leaning, so he didn't really care for guns. Okay? He magically changed his fucking tune about guns when he all of a sudden had shit to lose. A house, a wife, a kid. Suddenly it dawned on him, oh, fuck, maybe I should actually get something to defend myself. So then that was a really fun phone call and a really fun range day. And now he's way more of a gun nut than I am. He has more guns than I do. But most people, and we'll talk about that bias for pro gun people here in a minute, but that leads into that one. The second option, okay, is if you talk to enough of these people, like the fucking communists, which are all, or like the gender fluid types, it's always funny because they always end up getting down to, well, I can't trust myself or somebody I know close to me is unstable because we're unhinged. And since I can't be trusted or somebody I care about can't be trusted, then nobody can be trusted with a firearm. Like, there's that really funny Twitter comp from a couple years ago where like somebody posted like, why don't you have guns? The right wing has guns. Why don't you? And almost all of the fucking replies were like on a level of, oh, I've been disqualified because I was in a psych ward. I'd probably use it on myself, whatever. Like it was like literally all of them were like that. I'll have to try to find the compilation. It was so damn funny because it's true. Most people fall into those two categories. Either they can't either they think that they're not responsible for their safety or society is, or they know that themselves or somebody they know can't be trusted with one, so they want to ban them for everybody. So most people are that way. The other thing on the opposite side of that, pro-gun, typically are of three categories. One, something happened to them where something happened to them where after that they got a firearm, or the next one up that's might as well be in the same category is they got one, they had something happen where they needed it and they had it, or they didn't have one and wish they had one, and now they're very pro-gun because they carry everywhere. Or two, they grow up with firearms around the house and understand what they do. And you have people that aren't afraid to, what can join into that, you have people that aren't afraid to take care of themselves and take their responsibility and their safety into their own hands. Because you see it all the time. In most states that don't have fucked up police forces, the cops are still minutes away if something's going down. And then if you're in like a Democrat-run city like this stupid bitch, she's from New Jersey, you'll be lucky if the cops show up at all. Because they're soft on crime bullshit. You'd be lucky if the cops even come. You have somebody break in your house, beat you senseless, and burn your house down. You'll be lucky if the cops show up. Good luck. But then that same state also makes it where you're not allowed to. They make it almost impossible for you to carry a gun or have it anywhere other than the locked box it's in. Like I keep most of my. That's like another thing too. We'll talk about some stupid fucking laws. One of the laws I think is the dumbest is the safe storage. They're like, well, it's common sense. No, not really. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so I have most of my guns that don't get used all the time in a safe. Mostly to keep people out of it. Not and these are like my hunting rifles, or like my clay rifles, or my clay shotguns, or anything that I don't, or like range toys that I don't use, that aren't my setups for home defense stuff. But like my home defense rifle, my home defense pistols that I don't use a shotgun for home defense. I have a rifle and I have pistols that I like to use. My rifles and my pistols that I use are not in locked boxes, and they're scattered around my house. So, good luck finding them, because they're hidden just enough where most people won't find them right away, but I know exactly where they're at, and I've done my drills in the middle of the night, completely in the dark, of how quickly I can get to them, in case I ever need to. And I have them down. I can get my rifle in my hand within 3 seconds upon getting out of bed, upon hearing a noise. So I've practiced that. I think anybody that has any kind of home defense thing like that, you should practice and have people in your house aware of what to do in that situation. Like, I have my wife, for instance. Like, she knows in a home defense situation like that, if something ever happens, she's to roll off the side of the bed, off her side of the bed, and lay down flat on the floor. Because I'm closer to the doorway. So they have to get through me to get to her. And I normally like to sleep on the right side of the bed, because I sleep on the left side of the bed. I normally like to sleep on the right side of the bed. But I sleep on the left side of the bed because it's closer to the door. So she equates the guns with this. I'm gonna skip to I don't want to like actually pull something up when I'm supposed to. So we're gonna watch one of her stupid TikTok things she's made. So you can hear what she says. I'm gonna make fun of her every step of the way. Of course, it's muted. Well, it's probably what we want anyway.
A 6-year-old. In the state of Missouri, a 6-year-old can carry a gun in public. In Texas, an 18-year-old can buy 2 AR-15s and 1,600.
So let's restart that.
In the state of Missouri, a 6-year-old can carry a gun in public.
Technically speaking, she is correct. There are no possession laws that say like somebody under with mind you, this is the part where this stupid bitch leaves out, and it infuriates me. Yeah, a 6-year-old could carry a gun. I wouldn't say in public. Okay, maybe at a public range. So okay, so fine. We'll for the sake of the argument, we'll 6-year-old can, with proper adult supervision. Any minor could. Any minor. A prime example. I have a younger sister who's a minor. She's 13. I took her to the range for the first time the other week. She did amazing. Because I like to do firearms instruction on the side a little bit. So I took her, and under my supervision, my dad was also there, mind you, even though I know more about guns. My dad had like guns growing up, but he never got into it like I did. So my dad was there mostly because he wanted to like, take pictures and be there for the moment, because it's, his 2 kids. So, because there's 4 of us. So, and I'm the one who's closest with my youngest sister. so he wanted to be there. So I took her. I taught her the 5 basic rules, and as fudlore as it sounds, you know what I mean? I taught her the basic rules of gun safety. Treat it as treat it if it's always loaded. Never point it at anything unless you're willing to use it. I taught her how to clear it. I taught her what to do if she ever came home from school and my dad would, for some reason, leave one laying out what she should do, which is stop what you're doing, go get mom or dad, say, hey, dad, come put your shit away. However, if for some reason nobody's home, I would tell her leave it alone. But as she would get older, what you could do is pick it up, clear it, make sure it's empty, put it away. You know what I mean? And then let my dad know about it, or my mom, or like, hey, this is what I did. So I went through the whole ruggamaroo with her over it, teaching her. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. Some people might have an issue with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a tool. It'd be like taking your son or your daughter out to teach her how to change a car tire at 16. And the issue I have is you have these liberals, this stupid broad here, and she's like, oh, how dare you teach a kid how to use a firearm? Okay, well, we do live in a society where firearms are fairly normal. Wouldn't you at least want to teach the kid what not to do with it? I.e., pick it up, point to your fucking head, pull the trigger, paint the fucking wall with your brainstem? Wouldn't you at least want to teach him that? In case? Never crossed her mind, because you see those eyes? There's not a solitary thought. She's reading off a prompt. There's not a single solitary thought behind those coked out housewife eyes. She's reading off this so she can get enough YouTube ad money to buy some more Franzia fucking box wine. That's all that's going on behind those eyes. There ain't a solitary fucking thought. It's like my cat. My cat gives me that same stupid look. Just stares at you into the void.
In Texas, an 18-year-old can buy 2 AR-15s and 1,600 rounds of ammunition in only 2 days.
See, she's looking down at her script, trying to get that Soros blood money. What's the problem with an 18-year-old buying a couple rifles? There's nothing. This is the problem with what I have issue with is they're like, the big thing right now is they're trying to do age limits on guns. First of all, no minor can buy a gun already. Okay? But when you turn 18 years old, you're an adult. So, and this goes for stuff like cigarettes and alcohol as well. Why is the drinking age 21? There's some like convoluted bullshit about technically there isn't one, but like the states get like an incentive from the federal government made it 21, but technically it's not like a law, it's like a it's not even like a statute. There's something with it where basically the state can make it 18, but like the government like holds grants because they want it to be 21. So like if basically if states want tax money, they stay in tow. So she frames it as nobody bothers with it because they want that sweet taxpayer money. But this is the problem I have. Either all of your rights start at 18 when you're a legal adult, or none of them. Either make the official adult age 21, or make it 18, because people are allowed to go out and vote. That's a constitution. You know what I mean? That's a right. Not a constitutional right, but it's a right. You're allowed to go out and vote. You're allowed to take out a expensive fucking loan for college that might put you in crippling debt for the rest of your life. Totally allowed to do that. You're allowed to join the military and get handed shit that you couldn't get as a civilian and fight and die for, foreign interests. or Israel or oil or whatever. But people will say, oh, well, you're supervised in that. You have them stupid pogs and them, Air Force, the Chair Force people that like to set themselves on fire and turn themselves into a soy jack meme. And they'll say, well, the guns are controlled, dude. Like they're checked into an armory. Okay, that's the military. That's how that works. It's like, again, it's a constitutionally protected right. The military can do how the military wants to do it. Shouldn't dictate how I am. So, what's wrong with an 18-year-old going out and buying some ammunition and a couple rifles? Literally nothing. The overwhelming fucking majority of people, with the statistics, an AR is only ever used in like 400 murders a year, or even not even murders, shootings. Okay, the U.S. has 330 million people, in counting. 400, it's statistically it's a drop in a hat, or drop in a bucket, whatever the term is.
And in Florida, you can carry a concealed firearm without a background check, training, or a license.
Okay. Constitutional carry. There weren't background checks in the days of the founding fathers. With Bruin decision, text history, and tradition. There weren't background checks then. Why the fuck should I have to ask the government for a permit to do what is a God-given right? And if I want to conceal, and if I prefer to carry concealed. I know people that carry open. I don't want people to know I have it. This is the whole point of that. And I live in a state with constitutional carry now. So they passed a couple years ago. Fuck yeah, great. I still have my CCW license, and I still plan on upping my CCW license just for the state reciprocity laws. Because some of my neighboring states fully identify as my CCW and have pretty much all the same rules with it, but they don't have constitutional carry. So I keep it just for that. And once you get it, it's only like $50 every 5 years to re-up it. So it's like, okay, fine. So I keep it like that. But I've open carried, I've concealed carried. There's literally nothing wrong with that. She's just fucking stupid.
But if you're a woman seeking to have a safe medical abortion, you cannot buy mifepristone.
Okay, and okay, you can't buy your drug. Oh no. Again, one's a constitutionally protected right, the other one is not. So if you're gonna use that straw man false equivalence argument, do better. But again, she's stupid. Actually, she's smarter than I give her credit for. She knows how to play the game and do the shell thing. Okay? But she's still an idiot. So, let's see what else she has to say. She's just gonna... Oh, there's her...
Dear Republicans.
She's a fucking dumb broad. I don't even want to look at her face anymore. So yeah, she most of her stupid like YouTube shorts or TikToks are all guns bad, Trump this, Trump that, orange man bad, blah blah blah, all the same like retard talking points. It's like the most soy infused bullshit. It's like she's like the leftist version of cat turd, which cat turd's equally fucking dumb and normie. It's all the normie shit. She doesn't know what she's talking about when it comes to guns. And most people that hate guns don't know anything about them, so they hate them. Or they don't trust themselves with it, or they don't trust a family member with it because they're stupid. And they're worried they're going to shoot themselves. So speaking of applications to use a gun, we're gonna talk about squat. Prepping this video. This is I don't even know how old some of these are. These are just some headlines.
Happy now, police are questioning a man in the shooting death of a squatter found dead in his DeKalb County home. The link we discovered between the alleged gunman and the people who own the house.
So before we continue in with this, so for those of you that don't know somehow what a squatter is, what is happening increasingly over the years, especially in the States, is you'll have these people come in that are called squatters. They come in just like occupy residence. So you'll have them like come in and like take over like a vacant like building that's been empty for, you know, like 5 years. Somebody owns the property, but nobody's done anything with the property, so it just sits empty and deteriorating. So then you have like crackheads move in. And yeah, it's your property, shouldn't be allowed to happen. But the more egregious version of it is like when you have these people that go on vacation. So imagine this for a minute. You bust your ass for years. Finally get a good job where you're able to afford your house. Get married, you have kids, whatever. Bust your ass. You save up for your dream home. And you have enough money left over after you're done putting in the time, the sweat, the tears, the blood to fix up your house. Because nobody ever starts out with a perfect house. Most normal people don't. Or you start out with a house and you buy up. You eventually get to your dream home. And you're not house broke. Which means like, which is slang for, you know, you have a house, but like you're spending all your money fixing or paying for the house. So you can't do anything else. So pretend for a minute that you're better than that. Okay, you have a better paying job. You're smarter with your money. You have some saved up cash, some saved up finances. And you want to take a family vacation. Nothing wrong with that in the slightest. Not at all. So you take your week-long vacation. So you take the kids to Disney World. Okay? And you come home. And you got 4 crackheads in your fucking house. That have been like casing the neighborhood and looking to see if anybody's gone. And they're in your house. You open up your door, unlock your door, and sometimes they even change the locks on the house. Then your key doesn't work. But what the fuck? That's my house. The door handle's different. But say they didn't change the door handle. Not yet. You walk in there, there's shit everywhere. Not your stuff. Heroin needles, crack spoons, you know. Because, of course, they trash the house because it isn't theirs. So they don't give a shit. And anything of value that wasn't nailed down or hidden is gone. Is sold. Or maybe some of it. So, your options for this situation, for this scenario, are one of a few things. You can call the police. Most cops aren't allowed to actually... Because if most states have, like, a squatter's rights thing, which is completely retarded and they shouldn't have any rights whatsoever. But some places have it where, like, if somebody's been squatting in a structure for like a month, then technically at that point they're considered a tenant. So you have to go through the legal process to evict. Some places, the second they come in and declare their squatter's rights, then they have it. So they could be there. Some of them are time limit. Some of them are like as soon as they say they're a squatter. And then you're not allowed to forcibly remove them from your property legally. You have to do the whole eviction process, okay? And that eviction process takes time. Meanwhile, you're not able to live in your house because they might try to attack you or do something or whatever. So you're spending money staying in a hotel while some asshole's living in your house, destroying it, selling all your shit for crack rock. And you have no recourse legally other than going through the whole process to evict. Which by the time you get through the process, they're gone anyways. So the damage is done. Your house is destroyed. Sometimes they destroy the house in the entirety in its process, fuck it up. Sometimes they burn them down, which we'll look at some of that stuff. So you have no recourse. Half the time, the police can't technically do anything because their hands are tied by bullshit systems in place to protect these fucking people. You know, the people that don't actually do anything for society except take and mooch and leech. Well, you're told to go fuck yourselves. And if anything happens to those people, you're liable. Because it's in your house. But it's technically not your house because they're technically renting it, but they're not paying the rent. Because it's one big fuck you to the working man. And to the normal, upstanding person. So I go on vacation in October for my honeymoon because I'm getting married. I'm having people come and stay at my house. Now, granted, I would never really worry about the squatter thing where I'm at, but I have some pets, so I want somebody to come and stay. If this were to ever happen to me, I'll tell you right now, they would never fucking find them people. Never. You can clip that all you want. They'll never find them. They would even know they're there. Nobody would. Because I'm not going to bust my ass working my fingers to the fucking bone to be able to afford a nice house in a nice area to have somebody come in and do what we're going to watch tonight. Do this shit to me. And that there not be immediate and violent reprisals. You would go missing. And nobody will look for you, I promise. There will not be a 911 phone call. There will not be a phone call to the police. I will come in there and physically remove you. Not only from my house, but from your mortal coil. And they will never fucking find you, and I promise you that.
Good afternoon to you. I'm Fred Blankenship. Carol Sparge has the day off. The shooting happened this morning when police say a man discovered a squatter had broken into the home. Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live at the house in DeKalb County and asked investigators about possible charges in this case. Audrey.
Fred, I was just briefed by police a little over an hour ago. I also spoke with some neighbors here who told me this home over here is a target for squatters and that they are not surprised by this deadly shooting. Now, our camera was rolling as detectives swarmed this property here along South Ponce de Leon Avenue in DeKalb County. This is still a preliminary investigation, but what we know is that the homeowner lives out of town. He had called police in the past about a person breaking into the house. The homeowner then sent a relative to go check on the house this morning, and that's when, according to police, the relative came in contact with the suspected squatter and shot the man dead. I spoke with a neighbor about what the homeowner told her about protecting his house. I also asked police about possible charges in the case.
As for charges at this point, it's too early on in the investigation. Our detectives are still trying to determine what exactly transpired in that home.
There shouldn't be any charges whatsoever. None. 9 times out of 10, what happens is somebody goes in the house and that squatter fucking attacks them. That's self-defense. Castle doctrine takes place. And castle doctrine doesn't only just affect the homeowner, it affects anybody that is legally allowed to be where you're in. Depending on, that's how it's at least worded in my state. Anyone who has a legal right to be there. So, like, if somebody were to say my mom were to come and stay and house sit for me for the week I'm out. If somebody were to break in the house and my mom were to use one of my firearms to shoot that scumbag dead, then she would be within her rights, even though she doesn't live here. Because she is under my authority and my direction to be able to stay in my house. Okay? So that she would be legally allowed to be here. She has the right to be here. I gave her an express permission. As it stands, this is effectively her house for the week. So that's how that would work. And that I don't know where DeKalb County. I'll look up, see WSBTV 2 Georgia. It's in DeKalb County, Georgia. So as far as what their state law is, I don't know for Georgia. But that, at least in my state, that's what the rule would be. So I think I think the homeowner or the friend of the homeowner, whoever is, perfectly in their rights. Well, yeah, they go in there and then some vagrant fucking attacks them. That's self-defense. That's castle doctrine, buddy.
What exactly prompted that relative to fire that gunshot?
He was going to arm the place, and that if some intruder came in, they were going to get it.
I don't know what that lady is talking about. Arm the place how? That's one of those stupid, nosy, dumb neighbors.
Now, that neighbor also told me that she came in contact with the suspected squatter and that she actually warned the homeowner here before in the past. I'm working to put together that part of the story for you, all new, beginning at 4. Right now, we are live here in DeKalb County. Audrey Washington, Channel 2, Action News.
Life insurance. Call us. Select quote.
Shit.
We shop. You save.
Fuck off with your life insurance bullshit. Here's another interesting one.
About homeowners fighting to get their property back after squatters moved in. Well, now it appears it's happened once again.
This latest case takes us to Northwest Harris County, where ABC 13's Maya Shea joins us live tonight. Maya?
Yeah, the neighbors here have...
Oh my gosh, she sounds like Trishka Takanawa. I absolutely hate newscaster voices. Tonight on ABC 13, we're going to talk about what you should do with a squatter if they show up in your house. The short answer is we'll save you about 45 minutes tonight at 6. But the short answer, kill them.
frankly lived in this cul-de-sac for more than 20 years, so they were shocked when some folks moved into a house that's for rent right behind me, the one you see right there. It turns out these people are not paying rent. I talked to the ownership company today, and they say they're trying to get them out.
My wife and I built our house 25 years ago.
Jim Johnson and his wife, Lark, were looking forward to some good neighbors when the for rent sign went up on this house in their cul-de-sac. But last week, they were shocked when a family seemingly moved in overnight.
When they show up and immediately rip down the sign of the leasing company or the owner company, you're kind of like, well, that raises a little concern. And then the next move is a locksmith shows up. You're kind of like, well, that's even more of a concern.
A call to the management company confirmed their fears. The new residents are not renters, but rather squatters.
They've gone to the grocery store. They've had cable come out. They are acting like they live there, but they have no furniture. They brought in a lot of blankets.
Hi, I'm Maya from Channel 13. Can I talk to you guys? Were you guys supposed to be staying here?
When we knocked on the door, a young woman answered.
Were you guys supposed to be staying here? Are you guys squatting?
She didn't want to talk to us, but a short time later, the sheriff's department was called. The deputies have confirmed to us that they are investigating the squatting situation. But for now, this has remained a civil matter, much to the chagrin of the neighborhood.
Well, what's been frustrating is that I have a 12-year-old that I don't even let walk across the street to her best friend's house without watching her, and we've never had that problem.
The ownership company says it has filed eviction papers, but our experience covering these stories shows sometimes it can take 6 months to a year for the process to work through the courts. In Northwest Harris County.
See? 6 months to a year is what she just said, depending on where you're at. And by that time, that house is trashed, if not outright destroyed. And it's going to cost... Now, this is like some big holding company that rents it out. If you ever see a company come in like BlackRock and starts renting out single-family homes in your neighborhood, probably time to move. Because the clientele that's coming in is not going to be good, so you kind of want to go anyways. Or if you have the money, buy up that property, expand your property line a little bit, tear that house down, and there you go. Keeps BlackRock from buying it. If nobody else can afford it. But, yeah, see, destroys your house. 6 months to a year. Yeah, they come in, they start causing problems, and they have the cable company come out, a locksmith, change the door, change the locks, all kinds of shit. All kinds of stuff that happened. Then half the time they're all crackheads. And now they're like, oh, this family came in. Yeah, because they probably got all fucking evicted from whatever shitty tenement house they were in. So they're gonna go steal somebody else's shit instead. This is from Boxing Friends.
I should have paid better attention. That's beside the point. We just need to get it done and taken care of because
So just
make the right.
Do what you can to get it out. Like I said, I mean, I have to start putting stuff in the driveway, and so that I can lock it up, because once I leave, you're not going to be able to get back in.
One handyman turning the tables on squatters who took over his mother's house. His step-by-step video on how to kick out squatters in less than a day, racking up over 2 million views. United Handyman Association founder Flash Shelton joins me now. Flash, thanks for being here. First, briefly tell the story of how your mother's house was taken over.
So Pete, basically.
Wait, hold on. Before we continue this, I want to see something, because there was
my father had passed away. We had to move my mom out of the house because
I need to move this out of the way. I want to see something, because there was a video. Oh, perfect. I'm going to definitely subscribe. We'll watch this video next, because I want to see. So we'll watch the journo, talk to him about it, then we'll watch the video next.
because she was unable to live in the house in that town alone without other family. And we put the house on the market. She needed to sell the house to be able to move forward. And they reached out to our first realtor, and they wanted to rent it in exchange for doing maintenance. And it wasn't an option for us, so we turned them down. And then I had been told that they were being evicted from their prior residence, so apparently they just decided to move in anyway. And the back door was broken in, and they moved a house full of furniture in, and they never changed the lock. So when I arrived, I was able to open the door with
So how long were they there before you realized it, squatting in the house?
I think it was maybe a month or two.
Okay, a month or two. Months. So you find out that there are people living in your house that you didn't rent to them. They move in furniture. Right. And the police, the authorities say they can't do anything about it. What did you do? Give people the quick story of how you fixed it.
I just kind of figured that, first of all, I didn't know what I was dealing with. I didn't know who was there. I didn't know if it was the original people. I had no idea. All I knew was that a big U-Haul truck shows up in the driveway, and there are people going in and out of the house, throughout the night. So I had no idea. I just figured that if the police wouldn't respond and take care of it for me, that I just needed to take care of it myself. So I just packed up, and I figured that if they have squatter rights, then if I can switch the tables on them and somehow figure out a way to have them out of the house, without leave on their own, then I'm not in an altercation where they're calling the police on me.
Sure.
If I switch places with them, then I assume the rights, whether it be as the legal tenant or as a squatter myself. I'm on the inside, and then the police, if they called them, would have to tell them the same thing.
Now you're the squatter on your own property. So you waited for him to leave. You went in, you moved him out. You said, it's mine now, and you gave him a time to leave, and they had to, because you were the new squatter in your own home. This is what it's come to.
Absolutely.
Incredible. Flash Shelton, hey, thanks for taking the kind of initiative I think more people might have to, unfortunately, because apparently.
So that guy's an idiot. Well, the stupid journo. So let's watch this.
Hi, this is Flash from the United Handyman Association with Handyman Answers. So this video is about how I got kicked squatters out of my mom's house in matter of hours without the support of law enforcement or the legal system. But first, I just wanted to say, this channel is about handyman businesses, supporting businesses, and, fighting for respect and recognition for the skilled tradesmen. So if you are a handyman, or you know a handyman, or you hire a handyman, and you think that the handyman should be recognized as a skilled professional, please subscribe and help me spread that word. And if you're a handyman, then, become a member. You can register for free at the UHA. That's the UHA.org. So anyway, so basically I'm going to show you video and pictures of the incident, but I'm going to give you a little background. So basically, my father had passed away, and my mom couldn't be there on her own, so there was a vacant house, and we were going back and forth, renting, selling, and we tried to rent it. This individual reached out to us to rent it. She's a prison guard, and she reached out, and basically she didn't have any money, didn't have any credit, wanted to just trade repairs for whatever. And so we didn't approve her. Well, apparently she reached out because she was moving or something already in the process. So she ended up having the truck of furniture and everything literally moved into the house. And she said that it was delivered by accident and she was getting rid of it. Well, started hearing from realtors that were going there trying to list the house, saying that, hey, there's this lady and people in the house, in a house full of furniture, there's nothing we can do. Then I started getting, reports from neighbors, and they were describing her, and they were saying, yeah, they're here, lights are on at night, and so basically I had to take a trip, and go, so what I first started doing is calling the police. I called the sheriff's department. They responded. They said that they're like, well, there's, somebody in the house. I said, yeah, they don't belong in the house. Well, there's a house full of furniture and there's someone in the house. There's nothing we can do. We can't enter. There's nothing we can do. So I went back and forth with the sheriff's department, and they, basically said, I'm sorry, but we can't enter the house, and it looks like they're living there. So you need to, you need to go through the courts. So at the end of this video, I will bring the sheriff's department back into this, because I visited them after this and actually talked to the sheriff. But so basically
So he's been explaining for 3 minutes now. All I heard was she's a prison guard. That should be a red flag. They moved the shit in. Law enforcement can't do anything. So what is it? Let's see what he does. I want to fast forward to see what he actually does.
The prep work to do the thing they did and occupy the house. So, I've heard so many stories about people that, have gone through major things with the courts, and it takes so long, and it just, and squatters' rights. So I just kind of figured out how I could do it without that delay, without all those problems. So if they could take a house, then I could take a house. So if they're the squatter and they have rights, well, then if I become the squatter on the squatter, then I should have rights, right? So I printed out lease agreement. My mom signed, I signed, legal binding agreement saying that I'm the tenant, legal tenant of the house, okay? So now I load up my Jeep. I take firearm just in case. I'm assuming it's the prison guard that's there, but I don't know for sure. and I pack up my dog and we go on a road trip. And I think it was like a 12-hour drive, and it's up in Northern California. And so I get there, and I get there at like 4 a.m. and I pull up and there's cars in the driveway. And so I kind of stay in the city I was in. I stood out like a sore thumb. So I sit like back a few houses down the street, and I sleep in my Jeep and I wait till morning. And about 7:30, 8 a.m., there was, things happening, and cars pull out of the driveway. So about that time, I would say like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, I go to, I pull in the driveway, and I figure, and I'm taking a chance that everybody's out of the house now at this point. So with everyone out of the house, I feel like I can now get in the house, but I have keys, so I don't have to break in. So I walk in, and here's the video of me walking in the house, and you'll see all the furniture and boxes and things like that.
No wonder why the fucking cops wouldn't do anything. This bitch is a prison guard. Are you fucking kidding me? And I bet you, she came home from her taking dick at the prison. I bet you she came home and shot your ass dead. She'd have qualified immunity even though she's squatting in your fucking house. What a fucking joke, man.
Crazy, huh? Okay, so a lot of furniture, a lot of boxes. The house is completely full, and we're talking it's a 2-story house. And I didn't even go everywhere. I went. What you saw is the living room and the front bedroom. So so what I do now is I establish that yes, there's like tons of stuff in there. I was completely shocked. So what I do is I go to the local, Home Depot, and I get some Ring cameras, and I go and I start putting up Ring cameras, and I figure like I could monitor those from my house. So I'm installing Ring cameras, and then in the process of me installing cameras, this lady and her granddaughter pull up to the house, and they walk up to me, and we have a conversation, and here it is.
Hi, are you Flash?
Yeah.
I'm Marla.
Hey.
I'm really sorry about all this. I really am. It's just, it's a nightmare beyond. I mean,
The stuff is in the house. You told me that it was accidentally delivered and it was in the garage.
No, I didn't say it was in the garage. Oh, no. I never said that.
But
well,
but anyway, I mean, it's been in the house for
a
long time, and I've had realtors over here telling me they can't do anything because of all this stuff, and so basically, I'm up here, I'm leaving, and it all has to be out before I leave. I've got guys scheduled to come take the stuff out later today, so either you take it out or I have to take it out and put it out on the driveway until it gets picked up. But I can't leave with anything in there, or whatever's left in there is staying in there. So I'm putting cameras up in a security system, and I have to deal with this house.
I understand.
So it's been way too long, and
he's being way too nice. It is bitch, get your bullshit out of my fucking house before you start having some serious fucking problems. He's being way, now granted, he is on camera. He's being way too fucking nice about it. It's like, you hear this? That's the fucking blicky slide racking. Get the fuck out of my goddamn house. That's what you be hearing if you're dealing with me. Let's continue.
You know, I need to do something. I need to get rid of it.
So, yeah, I've lost my crew somewhere, and I'm trying to load them down, but we're
What a load of bullshit.
Load by load, take it out of here.
Okay. Well,
She's
yeah,
used to taking load by load.
At this point, I have no choice. I just need to.
I understand. I would be in
I mean, I was
less friendly
overwhelmed
about
by
this.
the amount of stuff when I pulled in here. When I pulled in here yesterday, I mean, I didn't expect all this. So.
Camera enhance. Is that a Winston? Is that, because she sounds like she smokes. Is that a Winston? I can't tell. Is it Paul? Chat, is it Paul Mall or Winston? How much you want to bet? we could type in Paul Malls or Winston. My money, Winston's. Right there in the chat, Winston's. Guarantee it.
Okay, well.
But this has just been a nightmare all along, and
Yeah, I'm sorry to have added to that. I really am.
No, you're not.
you know, I wish we could have worked something out,
Fuck
but I
crackhead.
couldn't do anything with no money.
I hear that.
So, all right, but at this point, you know, I'm not. Yeah, clearly, I didn't call the police and press charges or anything like that. I just want it done, and then you and I need to talk about the financial inconvenience that this has caused, because I haven't been able to do anything with this house for months, because every time they come over here, they tell me that there's people here and that there's furniture in the house. So.
And who's telling you that?
The realtors.
That there's people here, because.
Yeah. So neighbors tell me that they see people coming in and the lights on. Someone went in and turned on the power because their power was off to the house. So neighbors have been telling me that there's been a lady and some other people, like young and old, and some a mixture between female and males coming into the house at night, and the lights are on at night.
Well, that would
I got
not be
neighbors
us,
there, neighbors there, neighbors
What
there.
a load of bullshit. Then what is she doing here?
Yeah, move stuff in.
I mean, there's like.
Then what is she doing here? Oh, that's not us. Then what are you doing there? What are you doing there? Are you just like leaving all your shit in the house? What are you doing there? What an absolute fucking joke.
There's like earbuds sitting on the table and stuff on the couches. And
Oh, they went through all of those boxes have been gone through and moved. Yeah, no.
We don't know what's missing, and
Yeah,
that's
so
partially
that's
our
my
fault,
that's
so.
my fault. That is all of it. I should have paid better attention. That's beside the point. We just need to get it done and taken care of because it
So just
make the right.
do what you can to get it out. Like I said, I mean, I have to start putting stuff in the driveway, and so that I can lock it up, because once I leave, you're not going to be able to get back in.
But we
Okay, so I'm trying to give you.
We have none of us.
No. But I'm saying to get your stuff. I'm saying get your stuff out. Even if you can't, even if you don't have something to haul it with right now, get it out. Get it out here so that I can secure the house up. That's all. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay, because I don't want to be the one tomorrow telling you, I'm sorry, I've got to lock it up and leave. I don't have flexibility here.
I hear you.
So that's why I'm telling you, just do everything you can to just get it out here.
He's being incredibly way too nice. And this lady is just hoping that he's some weak-willed shit and he just leaves. She has no intention, obviously. She wouldn't be squatting in the first place if she actually felt bad. She doesn't care. She gets the place for free. Who's paying the electric? I doubt she is. Fuck.
Because then you can sit somebody here and worry about go get a truck at Home Depot for $17 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just telling you. I don't want to have this conversation tomorrow and be like, I'm sorry, I have to hit the road, and I'm, you know.
That's what she's hoping for, is you have to hit the road and go back to your life
I
and
just
do
have
your
to.
shit.
I have to secure the house, and I just have to go and. Yeah. All right. So yeah, just do what you need to do. I'm gonna be doing stuff, and just come and go and do what you need. Front doors on. So she tries playing it off as in like she's just storing her stuff there, and oh my gosh, did you see that somebody's been in the house? When I already at that point had not only scoped it out, saw the same car in the driveway, but which she didn't know, but I had neighbors describing her. So when I saw her, I already knew what she looked like. The neighbors had already confirmed that she was in the house. She was there daily, nightly, and but she was trying to play it off as though like she was surprised. Oh my gosh! And they've gone through my boxes and everything else. So obviously, that wasn't the case. But she didn't know what I knew. So basically, I talked to. There was tons of stuff. So I had to be prepared for her not to move out or not be able to get the stuff out. So I saw a couple young guys across the street, big, strong guys. I walk over and I'm like, hey, do you guys need any furniture? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, look, I said, I got a house full of furniture over here that if she doesn't get this stuff out by midnight tonight, if you help me get it out, if you help me drag it out to the driveway, it's yours. You can have absolutely anything you want for free.
Fucking based. Hey, you guys help me drag this shit out of this house. You guys can have this lady's shit. Because like, what's the lady gonna do? She's not gonna actually move that shit out. They'll just take off. You know what I mean? Before they get into some kind of legal thing. They'll just take off. Okay, well then sell their shit. Who cares? Absolutely, I would. Is it probably the right thing to do? Is it? I don't know what the legality of that is. I mean, it's in your house. I would assume it's your shit. I mean, the way this guy's doing it, he's doing it that's probably the most correct way to do it. Just be as obnoxious as fucking possible to where they eventually leave on their own. But I'm not surprised at all that he's like, well, the police aren't going to help. Yeah, it's just a prison guard, dude. They're not going to do anything for you. And if you try to be hostile anyway, you bet your ass you're getting arrested. It's fucking California. It's California. I'm surprised when he said, oh, I have a firearm I was going to bring just in case. Good luck, because there's no castle doctrine or anything in California. You'd be like, if she pulled a gun and shot you and you shot her back in self-defense, you're going to jail. If she died, you're going to jail, even if she shot you first. Because California's a shithole.
And they're like, sure, awesome, So I already had them lined up. And then, so she agreed to get the stuff out. And I, flat out, it's like, it's whatever. In my mind, I'm thinking, whatever you leave is mine, right? You're not going to be able to go back in the house. And I didn't want to be that guy. I was trying to be nice about it, as you could hear in the video. I just wanted it done. I just wanted them out, and I needed them out as fast as possible. So the funny thing is, she was having trouble getting somebody there to help. So at one point, and I wish I had this on video, she came over to me and she said, so you know how you said you had help? I said, yeah. She says, well, do you think they'll help me? And I laughed and I'm like, I said, they were going to help me because I was going to give them your furniture. I said, I'm sure they'll help you, but if you're not going to give them the furniture, you'll probably have to pay them. So, anyway, they
I was going to give them their
get
shit,
the stuff out, right? She brings in trucks and has a bunch of people, and all day long they're taking stuff out, and you can see pictures. I've got pictures of video of like the driveway, and here you go.
Now this probably went a little bit better because she is a prison guard. She's obviously breaking the law, doing something illegal. You know what I mean? Obviously. So that would look really bad on her. She could lose her pension over that. Any kind of issue with law enforcement stuff. So that looks really shitty on her part. That's probably why this went as well for this dude as it so far is going. Is because she has some serious shit to lose if it doesn't. But you know what you don't see? You don't see a man of the family. Wonder why that is.
Rick's handyman service just showed up. Interesting. Okay, so in summary, I created legal, being the legal tenant. I then waited for them to vacate so then I could be the squatter. So I move into the residence basically. I put up security cameras and I let her know that, this is what I'm doing so that if you enter again, I'm going to call the police and trespassing and I'm going to have you on video. I think just the fact that I was there was enough. Now I get them out. They got everything out. Did they make the midnight deadline? No, but they had everything out. I was probably 2, 3 a.m. the last time I checked the cameras. And because I was sitting there watching them on cameras and just go on and check. And I think it was like 2, 3 a.m. when when they were finally like completely out. They were completely out of the driveway, out of the house. I went the next day and, I locked it all up and made sure cameras were working and stuff. But the other thing is, if you hire an attorney, you call the police basically, they're not going to kick them out. They're going to tell you to go to the courts. Then you're filing a suit. The legal process is so slow. And at some point when they're in there, you're going to feel like that they have more rights than you do. And that's how you're going to be treated. So even though it's your house and you're paying the mortgage or whatever, squatters have at some point, squatters feel like they have more rights than you. So they don't have incentive to leave until a judge tells them to, until they're actually ordered to. And that could take months, 6 months. It could take years. I don't know. I didn't want to take that chance. I heard stories and this is the system I came up with. It's like become the squatter on the squatter and all their stuff is mine unless they get it out. So, maybe it doesn't work exactly as easy. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that's.
Well, that's pretty decent logic, and that's a good way to do it. Be as obnoxious as possible and say if your shit's not out by a certain time frame, it's mine now, fucker. So there it is. Hang on a second, chat. Okay. Sorry. So so his whole process, not too bad, not too shabby. I think the only reason why it went as well as it did for him was because she's a prison guard. I think that's the only reason why it went as well as it did. Because if she were to get in it, like, even if it's civil, but legal shit, with this dude over squatting in his house, it's not going to look good on her part. Because she's, squatting. So, fairly interesting. How he did it, what he did, probably the right way to handle it. As far as probably the rightest way you can if you don't, want to hold him at gunpoint. Which is probably what I would do. Just because they're fucking idiots. And I would go into a violent fucking rage over it. If I came in and somebody's in my house like that, I'm going to go fucking ballistic. I'm not going to be very happy. That honestly, I can't really say boo with that. There was I looked for hours today trying to find. There's a really funny one where the guy just got so fucking hostile with them, and I can't find it. He got so openly antagonistic with these people, and they deserved every ounce of it, but I can't find the video. And oh, it was so funny. Because the one guy, of course, like, they're like the most degenerate fucks possible. And they're like, hey, man, we live here. And he's like, the fuck you do? He goes, this is my fucking house. The guy, it was literally a guy went on vacation. He came home. These people were in his house. And, and he calls the cops to try to have him removed. But the cops are like, oh, no, if you don't, don't mess with these people, you got to leave them. And if something happens to them, we're going to charge you with it. And he's like, oh, okay. So he like makes it as obnoxious as possible and so openly antagonistic to him. I wish I could find the video. It was so fucking funny because the shit he would do. He like revving cars at all hours of the day and night. Because he went around and he told all his neighbors, he goes, hey, listen, I am sorry. But they were causing problems for the neighbors, so none of the neighbors care. But he's like, I'm going to be the biggest asshole until these fuckers leave the house. I'm just telling you guys now. And the neighbors were all for it. Because they were causing, like, the one, like, the squatters were, like, breaking into the neighbor's house, stealing his shit, too. Oh, he was a nightmare. I wish I could find the video because it's so damn funny. I'm disappointed that I can't. Oh, but I lost a follower on Twitter tonight. Uh-oh. I'm having trouble cracking that 500 mark. But I lost one on Twitter. Somebody probably didn't like me calling JoJo from Jers a retard. Or making fun of squatters. Maybe they're a squatter. Oh, well. Bye-bye. Good riddance. I was going to play some Helldivers. But I don't really know if I want to play solo. And of course, it's like one of the nights when none of my buddies are on. Which is a shame. Well, my one buddy's on playing Grand Blue, but I don't play that weeb shit. So, that was kind of my last minute show that I hobbled together. I think we're gonna call it a night and do a short one. Stream tomorrow morning. Some stuff coming up on the docket. So really quick before we call it a night. Tomorrow, we're gonna play through. We're gonna continue Cyberpunk for a little bit. I want to play through Cyberpunk. I want to play through Phantom Liberty. Once Cyberpunk is done with, okay, once Cyberpunk's done with, we're gonna play, once Cyberpunk's out, we're gonna play we'll probably do Baldur's Gate next. After Baldur's Gate, unless I do it, I might do it, yeah, no. After Baldur's Gate, by that point, Shadow of the Erdtree should be out for the Elden Ring DLC. Now, I am setting up my Elden Ring because I have 3 characters, but I'm setting up this way. Based off of what we know about Shadow of the Erdtree, it activates after you defeat Moog with Mikola, and you have to defeat Radon and like all the steps to that. I have one character where that's already done. Is the endgame. Sorry, endgame stage. So I'm gonna play through it like that. I also have one where I'm gonna like do I'm gonna like get up to the point right before I fight Moog, and then I'm gonna fight Moog and then do it before I even finish the game because I want to see if like there's differences, if you've already claimed the Elden Beast or not. So one Shadow of the Erdtree comes out because it comes out on I think it's June 6th, which is a Thursday. So definitely that Saturday we'll probably do like a special stream where we do it earlier in the day. So, but we're going to finish off Cyberpunk, finish out Baldur's Gate. I've kind of more or less given up on playing Starfield on stream. Like, I've been playing through it on my own, and Starfield, it is, I like it, but you can tell it's very safe. It's very just bland. There's nothing much to it, and I'm kind of disappointed with that. So we're going to finish up Cyberpunk, then go to BG3. By the time those two are done, that's like, what, 3-4 months? Yeah, about 4 months. June should roll around, and whenever that comes out, we'll be playing some Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. And then we'll also be playing like Helldivers here and there when the guys are on. I was kind of hoping my buddies be on tonight. We play some Helldivers. But I don't want to do it solo, and I don't want to play with randos. So, and I don't really feel like kicking up Cyberpunk tonight. So, because we're doing it tomorrow morning. So that'll probably be the show, a little short and sweet one, just some topics. Be on the lookout for the next coming weeks for videos. I'll be uploading them to Rumble and YouTube. So those should be coming out in the coming weeks. Because I downloaded some software and was teaching myself how to use the software. So, and it took some time. So yeah, that'll be what's coming up. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with you guys, watching my shit show that I, cobbled together literally last minute because I forgot to do it earlier because I was too busy playing Helldivers with the guys earlier today. So, give a good night. Thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Cyberpunk. We'll play Cyberpunk for a couple hours at least. And then I'm going to the gun range after that. So, you guys have a good night. Take it easy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Brothers, sisters, brothers, sisters, my friend, could we stand together? Look at us, we can live forever. Show me sister, show me brother, and we stay strong for one another. Come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah! Come on, come on. We put the leaders over the islands. You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the hiding space. Don't be rama-rama, messing with your brain. You say you're deadly, do you understand? You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be rama-rama, sniffing up your nose. Don't be rama, don't be rama-rama, don't be rama, don't be rama-rama, don't be rama, don't be rama-rama, don't be rama. Love your friends, protect your family. They are with you when you are lonely. Don't bandila, don't bandila. When you stop, your brains will be clear. Come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah! Come on, come on. We put the leaders over the islands. You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the hiding space. Don't be rama-rama, messing with your brain. You say you're deadly, do you understand? You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be rama-rama, sniffing up your nose.
You not deadly, you rama-rama. Gonna get caught like Ilan Osama.
Yeah, yeah.
are sniffing too much petrol. Killing your brains. We couldn't lead us over the lanes. You don't sniff petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car stains. Don't be rama-ramas messing with your brain. Say, Daddy, do you understand?